Hello,
Hello.
Lucy.
Am I an eager beaver?
No. You're probably the best one, yeah, actually. I mean,
Thank you.
straight in. I mean, that's great, isn't it? Like
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm really well. I've been so excited to speak to you today.
Same. So, should we get into it? Should we just go straight into it? Seeing as we've
Perfect. I'm
both been
ready.
looking forward to it. Right, but before we start, I've got to give you an introduction because I've done it with everybody else. And if you've not seen it, then basically I'll give you a big introduction, big you up, so the viewers know a little bit more about the person who I'm doing the GG talk with. And it's only fair that you get one now. Are you ready?
Well, I can't wait.
All right, so here we go. So today's GG talk is with a very inspirational lady. She's a devoted mother, teacher, and activist. She's the founder of Harmony House Daycare for hundred thousand. Look, she's such a nice woman, and basically she's the founder of Harmony House, day shelter for hundreds of destitute children in India. She's also the co-founder of Homegrown Eco Nurseries in the UAE. And if that isn't enough, in 2010, she won the Emirates Woman of the Year Award. I mean, that's pretty incredible if you ask me. So let's welcome the truly amazing, with a heart of gold, Lucy Bruce.
Thank you. That was amazing. You know, I've put makeup on for the first time in about 2 months and my eyes are watering from the mascara. So forgive me.
Well, I mean, my mum and dad, we've been having game nights, and my mum's been getting, I'm like, why are you dressed up? She's not even that dressed up, but seeing as we've been in lockdown, it's like...
I dressed up just for you today.
Brilliant. And I dressed up just for you. I mean, I would look better if my hair was cut and I had a fresh trim, but I don't. And it's looking kind of it's looking kind of ugly today, honestly. Oh, it needs a cut. It really does. It's not going well at the moment for my hair.
It looks good.
It's not enjoying lockdown, that's for sure. Is it? It's all. But the thing is, with my hair, it grows so quickly. It's it'll be like the site. I'll have like ponytails. I'll have a man bun.
Well, my son's the same. He's got about 4 ponytails at the moment. His hair's down here.
That's grown quick.
Well, he's always had long hair, but now it's especially long.
Yeah, I mean, I've not had that long hair, but it's getting longer, that's for sure. As we don't come out of lockdown soon, it's going to get pretty long, if you ask me. Anyway, Harmony House, it sounds pretty amazing, truly incredible. But can you please tell me a little bit about it?
So we started Harmony House about 10 years ago now. And the reason we started is because I started visiting India. My husband's Indian, Gaurav, and we'd go on regular trips there. And I don't know if you've ever been, but when you go there and you see the amount of children that are on the streets with literally nothing. I mean, they barely have clothes on. They're holding brothers and sisters, baby brothers and sisters. They haven't had a decent meal for a long time. They're living in complete poverty in shacks, slums, shanty towns. And I felt compelled to do something. You know, I wasn't prepared to walk by and not do anything. So we started actually not intending to start our own charity. We started to look for charities there that we could work with and bring friends in and do something good collectively with our friends. And we worked with a couple of charities, but unfortunately, when we went back to visit them after providing them with donations that I'd collected from friends, the work that was meant to be done hadn't been done. So if they'd said that they were going to put a new playground in, they hadn't done that. And I tried with a couple of charities, and in the end, it just got to the point where we had no choice but to take matters into our own hands. And the only way we could guarantee that the donations that people were giving us were given to the right place and to those that were really in need was by doing something ourselves. So that's how Harmony House started.
Now, you give us quite a lot of insight there about it, and so far it's sounding, I don't even need to tell you how it sounds. Look at the comments. Just the angel, you know, the angel emojis, and it really is.
Hi, Shivani.
But can you please tell me a little bit more about the Harmony House and what they provide for 500 children who attend?
Yeah. So we actually started with just 12 children when we opened the doors, and we've grown and we've expanded because of help like foundations, Global Gift Foundation has given us. But we provide children with education. We provide them with hot meals so that if they're not getting fed at home, they know that when they come, they can get a good meal with us. We provide facilities for younger children as well from the age of 6 months, because if you can imagine, there are kids that are from the age of 5 or 6 looking after maybe 2 or 3 baby siblings. So it's very difficult for them to even go to school even if they want to. So they can all come, drop their brothers and sisters off in the appropriate rooms in the nursery centres that we've created, and then it's school day. It's a school day with the older children. If some of them have come to us at a later stage and haven't had any previous education, we have to start right back from basics, and with those children we try to do more vocational training. So those children might learn how to do stitching. We've had yoga masters, we do cooking courses, we do training with hospitality. So the main purpose of what we're doing is not only to give our children a better day, but also provide for their future so that they can change the trajectory of their lives and get them out of the cycle of poverty they were born into. That's kind of what we're trying to do.
Now, as I said at the start, you have a heart of gold, and you're doing something so positive, you know, to try and help people that, you know, children in need, people that need it the most, really. But during this current situation in coronavirus, you know, in lockdown, how has COVID-19 affected you, your family, their families, and your community in India?
So it has had a devastating effect to our community, our children at Harmony House, their families, and the community where they live. So we had to close Harmony House down probably about 8 weeks ago now. So if you can imagine the meals that they're being provided, the shelter that they were getting during the 8 hours of the day that were open just stopped all of a sudden. And even worse, their parents stopped getting any income. Now, these people are already living in poverty. They're already you know, worried every day how they're going to feed their families, how they're going to pay their rent. Now, for the last 6 weeks, since they've been in lockdown, they haven't been able to work. So feeding their families, having basic medical care and all the things that we need have been really difficult for these people to get hold of. So we've shifted the focus of what we do, and we are now distributing food and sanitation packages and medication to literally thousands of families that live within that community. So that's what we're focusing on right now.
Mm-hmm. Now, so really, you're doing something really positive. You're still trying to do the best you can do, even though we're not in the best of situations at the moment. And when we get back to normal and we're out of lockdown, how are you going to support it in the future? And how long will it take for these poor families, and it's really sad, these families, you know, to get back to normal and to recover from this situation?
Yeah. So what we're hoping is that, you know, as per Captain Tom, we know people are being very generous right now, right? They're really giving, and we're hoping that people will realize that even after the lockdown has finished and we're able to bring children back into Harmony House, our families are going to be so far behind on their payments, on their rent, they're going to have to play catch up. Now, our intention is that we will continue to feed our families for at least 6 months, in case some of them are out of work, in case they've had salary reductions, or, you know, in case they've had any medical problems that they need to deal with. So we are trying our very best to get a collection together so we can continue feeding not just our 500 families, but the whole community there, and just give them a step up, basically, to try and get them back on their feet again. I mean, we think it's hard enough for us, right, living in our homes and worrying about our jobs, but these guys are actually living in desperation, wondering when their next meal's coming from. So it's not actually the COVID virus that's worrying these people. It's starvation. It's being able to feed their families. That's the kind of biggest problem that they've got at the moment.
I couldn't imagine being in a situation like that. I mean, we're trying to make the best of it in our household, in our house. You know, we're trying to do the best, and we you know, we've got it now. Honestly, it's an eye-opener what you say, really, isn't it? Like, these 44 people that are watching, what you've just said is really opening their eyes, because it's like we are living in better, much better like standard than these poor people. And sadly, you've obviously experienced being in poor areas, and you know what it's like over there. And can you please tell me, what do you think the most challenging thing is living in the slums?
Oh my gosh, there's so many challenges. I can tell you that obviously hygiene is a problem, because in the slum areas there's many people, many kids roaming around completely freely, you know, sometimes without clothes on. Young kids don't wear nappies, so the sanitation is actually really bad. There's one toilet area and shower area for maybe, you know, 400 people sometimes, which don't get cleaned. So sanitation is a big problem, and contracting other diseases, including, you know, malaria, dengue, waterborne diseases, are, you know, problems that these people face every day anyway. So then add coronavirus into the mix, and add, you know, the fact that they're not earning into the mix, and they can't have access to food, medication. I just think, you know, the combination is just extremely difficult. All of these challenges are something that I can't even imagine going through. And I think about, you know, I've got 3 kids. If right now I had to be trying to do whatever I can to feed them or get them their medication or get them to a doctor, I just think it's a really terrible situation to be in. And the other thing is that, you know, there are millions of people around the world that are facing this anyway, every day, you know, forget coronavirus. So it is a big wake-up call for a lot of us. And I know that many people are feeling extremely grateful for everything that they have right now, especially their health. So we're just very lucky that we do have medical professionals that go into the area, that do work with us. And, you know, thankfully, in terms of the children and their sickness levels, or deaths even in the area, they haven't risen too much. They're not being tested for coronavirus. However, you know, in terms of their health at the moment and the way we're monitoring and tracking, we know that, you know, their general health is not too dissimilar to what it was before coronavirus.
Now, you've got so much love coming in here, and I actually see in someone who wants to ask you a question, and I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. It says Oglers by Alison Ogle.
Alison.
Yeah, Alison. Anyway, Alison, we have seen your question. So if you won't mind, can I share it with you?
Please.
So the question that Alison came up with was, so these people are facing some really big problems, right? But this is the question. What's the biggest problem that you faced during this time as being such an amazing person and starting Harmony House? When did you face a big problem that you've gone, oh, how are we going to get around this?
So one of the biggest challenges that I had and we had as Harmony House was when we started distributing. Obviously, you have to make sure that everybody's 2 meters apart. You have to make sure that our staff are safe. So everyone was wearing these hazmat suits and gloves and masks. And we started doing mass distribution. So we would open the centre and we would ask everybody to line up sensibly 2 meters apart. But where we distribute, we're in a community of homes, of fairly well-to-do homes, to be honest. And the reason for that is because it's legal land there. We have to do it in a community that's legal. And those neighbours complained. They didn't want people standing, you know, 15 meters away from their homes, because they were worried about coronavirus, even though they were on lockdown and they were inside their homes. So we had to then shift and do it inside the slums, which was harder for us to control. So we had days where literally we had hundreds of people, possibly more than 1,000 people come. When we opened the gates to distribute, everyone was so desperate to get their rations, to get their rice, to get their lentils and everything they need, that it was just mass crowding. So if you can imagine, we then had to close the gates because it was actually creating more good than more harm than good, because everybody was just trying to get their rations, not because they were, you know, being hooligans or behaving badly, just because they're so desperate to get their rations for their family. Like, that's it. It's pure desperation. But when we did that, we created, you know, an environment where we were putting everybody at risk of coronavirus. And we had the police there trying to help us. And that was a really devastating and challenging time, because, you know, we literally felt like complete failures. So we've had to now go to distributing day and night, and literally going from door to door delivering. And although, like, during that day when we distributed, we were trying to do 500 packs a day for families, we just cannot do that level anymore because of the pandemonium that it creates. So now we try and do about 100 a day, and we actually go door to door and we check off who we've delivered to, and we make sure that these rations are delivered every single week. So any donations that people have made go towards feeding a certain family for a certain amount of time. So that's what we're doing at the moment. And I know there's going to be more challenges ahead. And for me personally, the biggest challenge for me has just been the fact that I'm responsible for so many people. I'm okay with my own challenges. I can handle my own. But when I know that my decisions are going to affect other people, that's when I have sleepless nights. So
yeah, well, thankfully you overcame it, and you are a truly positive and inspirational person who just wants the best for everyone. And it's true. I'm sure everyone who's watching, everyone who knows who you are, thinks the same, and in fact knows the same. So now I wouldn't have this opportunity to speak to such a positive and, you know, happy and such a nice woman like you if it wasn't for the Global Gift Foundation. So how did you get involved with the Global Gift Foundation, and what support have they been giving to Harmony House?
So it's a really interesting story, kind of a fairy tale story, really, how we got involved. Myself and my husband, we actually went to one of the galas. You know, they do lots of galas all around the world where they auction things and raise money for various different charities, not just for Harmony House. I mean, they do a lot of work for many charities that rely on them. And we bidded for one of the prizes, and we won. And it was a trip to France. And during that trip, we got to meet Maria Bravo, and we also got to meet Eva Longoria. So we went and met them one evening, and they then invited us for another evening with them, which was great. And, you know, obviously during that time we got talking, asking each other what we did, what our interests were, and we started talking about Harmony House. And both Maria and Eva were very interested, genuinely interested, you know, and you think when you meet celebrities and people of so high profile that, you know, they wouldn't really have time to speak to people like me, basically. However, you know, they're just such wonderful people, and they wanted to know more. And I gave them the information, and we talked. And then they came back a couple of months later. They came back to Dubai to do another Global Gift Gala, and they invited us. And Eva got engaged during that time while she was there. And we were very lucky to get invited to, Maria invited us to her engagement party. So we went, and it was a very lovely, intimate affair. And again, I was speaking to Eva, and she was going to India the next day for part of her engagement. From Dubai, she was going to India. And she said to me, I would love to visit Harmony House. I'm going to India tomorrow. I'll let you know my schedule once I get it. I haven't got it now, but when I get it tomorrow morning before I fly, I'll give it to you. So, you know, I know she's a lovely person. beautiful heart anyway. But, you know, did I think that she'd remember, or, you know, this was a priority for her? You know, I really didn't. So I wasn't expecting a phone call the following day, which I got, to say, you know, we're going to India. Here's my schedule. When can we visit Harmony House? So when they landed in Delhi, which was about 3:30, they only had a window of about 2 hours to get to Harmony House, because the next day they were moving on to Agra, I think, to see Taj Mahal. So I said, well, you've only got this small window and you'll probably want to get to the hotel. And they said, nope, we're going. So they literally flew to Delhi, got in the plane, drove straight to Harmony House, Eva and her fiance Pepe, who's now her husband. And they went there. And they brought so much love and light to Harmony House. And obviously then spoke to Maria Bravo, who was a big supporter anyway. And the following year in Dubai, we were one of the beneficiaries. And it all started then, and every year since, we've been so blessed that they've continued to work and support. And Eva has since been to Harmony House again. Maria has been to Harmony House, and lots of other global gifters. So you had Sasha on, I think last week, Sasha Jaffrey, he went to Harmony House. Gary Dordown, I've seen you had him on as well. He also came to Harmony House, and lots of other global gifters as well. So now, it's been great.
Sorry. Yeah, and honestly, just hearing that, you just want to keep on hearing more and more. But before we actually go on, and I ask you the final question, I just want to say to everyone, there's a pinned comment at the bottom, and that's where you can donate to Harmony House and help out. Yeah. Right there. It's at the bottom. I can see it. I pinned it because I see
HarmonyHouseIndia.com. If anybody is interested to donate, every little helps. You know, whatever amount you can give, you know that this money is going to go directly to having a positive impact to a family who is in desperate need right now. There are no administration costs, there are no huge management fees or anything like that. It's literally whatever is donated goes straight to the people that need your help and support.
Well, there you go then, everyone. It's there. Make sure you at least have a look at it for us. So thank you very much. Yeah, I pinned it. I seen it. I was like, that's got to come up in it.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, Tamara put that in. Thanks, Tamara. Yeah, I'm glad that you put that in there. It was a very good addition. I like that. Right, so you're obviously such a nice human being, and I've said this tons, right? And
you're really flattering me. You really are.
No, but I'm just speaking facts here. But you obviously spend a lot of time around kids as well that aren't in the best of situations. So for us kids and all the kids around the world, what do you think the most important lesson that our parents or whoever's looking after us should be teaching us right now?
It's a really good question. I think it's gratitude. I think it's gratitude to be grateful for everything that we have, to make the best of any situation. You know, you can always look on the positive side. It's all about perspective, and to know that you can make a difference in somebody's life, whether it's just from offering somebody a smile. Somebody might be having a really bad day. You just offer them a smile, or it might be a project that you get involved with. But just because you're a child does not mean you can't have a huge impact. And, you know, look at you, the amount of people that you reach, the amount of great work that you've done, the messages that you deliver to people all up and down the UK and all over the world. It is possible for every person on this planet, no matter how young or how old, to have a positive impact if we try.
Well, there we go. I mean, thank you so much for the compliments in there as well. But the best part of having the lucky enough, I'm lucky enough to have this amazing opportunities at the moment. So the best part of doing this is to interview people like you and everyone, the opportunities that not just the Global Gift Foundation has led on, but loads of other companies and everything, really, everyone, with all the positivity, it's led on to meeting some incredible people just like yourself. So I reckon
And
we leave it
it
on a
will
high.
continue. It will continue.
Well, fingers crossed anyway. Anyway, I reckon we leave it on a high. I reckon we leave it on that. What do you think? I mean, I'd like to go on, but I reckon it's a good ending.
Great talking to you. I really appreciate the opportunity to let everybody know about Harmony House and to spread the message. And we hope that everybody is well and keeping safe. And, you know, whatever you're doing right now, you know, try and keep positive and happy and know that we're going to get through this together.
Yeah, and that's totally it, really. I mean, I don't think that I'm being rude by saying we should leave it now. I know that you're a very busy lady.
I know you're busy as well. You've probably got other people to meet and interview.
Yeah, of course, yeah, as I do. Oh, no way. But I know that you're pretty busy, and as you said, even during this time in lockdown, you're working so hard to do the best. So I won't keep hold of you for much longer. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being so nice to me. Say hello to everyone in your family. So I give my best
so much. My kids will be so happy that you've said hi to them. So Amelia, Jude, and India.
I mean, I also want to say thank you so much for everything you do, and it's been great speaking to you. Everyone say, I reckon we do so much fun joining in. Lucy, talk to me. Everyone loves. Look at the comments. You could just sit here and read so many nice ones go down there for ages. I'm
going to have a big head by the end of it, aren't I? Thank you, Braden. Thank you, Global Gift Foundation. Thank you so much to Global Gift Foundation, Maria Bravo, and all of her incredible team. All the people that have got involved and helped and supported, and for the, you know, as I said, for this opportunity today, really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, Global Gift Foundation, for this opportunity, and thank you so much for your time. And I wish you the best of luck, not just with everything you're doing at the moment, but for everything in the future. Not just at the moment, I wish you the best of luck, and I send my best regards on to everyone. And if you guys want to watch more of these Ggtalks, make sure you keep on watching and tuning in, but also go over to the Global Gift Foundation social media pages and their website to see all the incredible things they do. And don't forget to go check out Harmony House. There we go. It's harmonyhouseindia.com.
Thanks again, Tamara.
Is that right?
Yeah, anyway, harmonyhouseindia.org.
harmonyhouseindia.org. Make sure you go and check the Harmony House website out too, and do everything you can for all the charities that are helping out at the moment. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and goodbye.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for watching as well.
Bye.